All right, Joe Bruin here with All Access Entertainment, and we're here with Mike Martinez. It's TerraCon, Marlborough, Massachusetts, 2024, and we are here. The crowds are out today. What has the experience been like meeting your fans in person and being able to kind of go back and forth?
I enjoy it. You know, some people say, what's it like answering the same question all the time, but it never feels like it's the same question because it's coming from a different person, you know, and they have a different take on it. You know, they're always asking how some of the practical effects were done, and I don't mind repeating the stories, but my family has heard the same stories over and over for years.
Yeah, right, exactly. Right. Now, when you got called up, you know, years ago, let's rewind a little bit. You got called up for this this movie, and obviously it's become a cult classic. Right. At that time, you probably didn't know whether it was going to be or not. You know, what were your thoughts at that time?
Well, we knew we were doing something different. It was a lot of fun to work on. Being the clowns was sometimes painful, just because of the masks weren't like what they are now. It was a thick latex, and so we had to put the mask to our face and press our face into it, wiggle it around to the point that we could see, and then somebody would seal up the back. And so they got hot. Some of the masks had motors in the head to let the eyes move and blink and things like that. And they'd be giving us direction, but while the eyes were moving, we couldn't hear it because the sound of the motor is resonating to our skulls.
Right.
You know, so different things was just, I mean, we knew we were doing some campy stuff, and never thought it was going to be what it is now.
Sure.
You know?
And seeing your fellow castmates, is this a reunion of sorts, or do you see them at shows all across the states?
There's about 4 of us. Now John and Paul have come and they're doing more of the shows. But we always enjoy seeing each other. You know, we don't do a show every week, so when we know we have a show coming up, we look forward to it because we've kind of become a family.
Sure.
You know, we're traveling together and stuff.
And in closing, obviously you were a part of the Willow movie as well. What an extravagant, you know, project that seemed to be. Why don't you tell us about that movie briefly?
Killer Klowns, I was hired as a stunt guy. I did most of the stunts for the clowns, but I also doubled Michael Siegel, one of the Transit brothers, driving the ice cream truck during the chase scenes. But Willow, I was hired as a stunt guy. I was Rick Overton's stunt double. And that was a fun movie to work on. Ron Howard is like the greatest guy. He's a great guy to work with. I actually use Ron as an example a lot of times because some directors will come in and think they know how they want to shoot something, and it's either not safe or, you know, they can't understand how come we want to do things a certain way. Ron, when we were doing something, setting it up, he would take us to the storyboard and kind of talk us through the scene, and then he would just say, so what do you got?
Right.
You know, and we would, we can do it this way, it works like this and it will look like that, or we can do it this way and it works like that and it'll look like this. We give him like 3 options and he's thinking about it, he'd say, I think the second one, you know, and so he just trusted us and let us do our job.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Mike, thank you so much for taking the time today here at TerraCon.
Okay.
We appreciate your time and enjoy the weekend.
All right, thanks. Take care.